What's Disneyland like right now? I'm Chris, this is Yellow Productions. I do travel guides that are fun, informed, entertaining, and Disney California Adventure. It's kind of open, and so I'm gonna show you around, show you what it looks like for the holidays for 2020. So now you might be thinking to yourself, but Chris, isn't Disneyland in California? I thought all California theme parks are closed. Well, rides and attractions and shows are closed at California theme parks, but they can open for shopping and restaurants. Disneyland theme park is still hard closed, but Downtown Disney, the shopping center in between Disneyland and California Adventure, has been open since July, and I'll be showing you that a little bit later, what that looks like. But first, we'll go ahead and take a look inside California Adventure, where they just reopened Buena Vista Street, their main street through there, for shops and restaurants. So normally you would enter into California Adventure through these gates right here. The entrance today is on this small gate on the side of California Adventure. I am here shooting this Wednesday, December 2nd at 11 a.m. There's currently no line to get in. I have heard during the opening 2 weeks of California Adventure, people are waiting up to a couple of hours to get in, and they were also doing a virtual queue to get in, meaning that you had to give them your cell phone number and they would text you when it was your turn to come into California Adventure. Well, on a weekday morning, no lines at all, just walk right in, which is pretty nice. So the street that's currently open in California Adventure is called Buena Vista Street. It's the equivalent of the main street. The first thing when you come in that's open, and maybe one of the biggest attractions with the longest lines, not an attraction because attractions aren't open, but the shop is the Los Feliz 5 and Dime. It's actually a collection of about 4 gift shops they've collected all together to make California's biggest gift shop. On the right, there's a line for trolley treats and the other gift shop. I will take you into both of these gift shops a little bit later. This bridge that we're passing underneath, this is where the monorail usually goes over. As you can imagine, the monorail is not really running right now because there's not enough people here to really offer the monorail. Now that tall tower that we're approaching in the back, that is the equivalent of the castle in California Adventure. It's not a castle, but it's a restaurant. It's called Carthay Circle Restaurant. It is California Adventure's fine dining restaurant. Now, there is currently no dining inside per California's regulations, and so all of the dining at Carthay Circle is outside. If you want to eat there, though, you have to make a reservation ahead of time. I think the reservations are booked out at least a month from the time that I made this video. I looked at a bunch of days and couldn't find a single one that was available, so if you want to eat there, well, definitely make a reservation ahead of time. You'll see the seating that they've got set up out here is nicely socially distanced and spaced out. Seems like a nice place to eat out here on the edge of Hollywood land, though not nearly as many tables as it usually has. Now, going down here, we have Hollywood Land. This is the land that's supposed to look a bit like Hollywood Boulevard. Most of the things here in Hollywood Boulevard are closed, but there is one thing that's open. In addition to Carthay Circle, there's a few other things to eat in California Adventure, and they've brought some Disneyland favorites over. At Award Wieners, they brought the corn dog, which is typically not served right here. It's typically served farther into California Adventure at the Corn Dog Castle, but this is one of my favorite things to get at Disneyland, because it has lots of cornbread. The hot dog's really good, and it really feels like you're eating a hot dog inside a cornbread muffin. And for dessert at Award Wieners, they've got something that I've never seen before. These are funnel cake apple pie fries. The fries are not potato, but funnel cake made out of. So they got like cinnamon sugar, they're sweet. If you like funnel cake, if you don't, if you like sweet things and apples, they're pretty good. If you want to eat at Award Wieners, if you're walking up, you can order at window number 1, or if you have the Disneyland mobile app, you can order through that and pick up your food at window number 6. Okay, so turning just to the right from Award Wieners, further down in Hollywood Land, you reach the end of the line, or the rope that signifies this is as far as you can walk in the reopened Downtown Disney. But what is cool, I mentioned that the red trolley isn't running, well, they did bring the signature Buena Vista Street red trolley out here so you can take pictures of it. And this is a really neat backdrop for pictures with that Hollywood Boulevard kind of signage back there. All of the other shops are currently closed in Hollywoodland. They look like they're staged to reopen because they've got stuff in them, but there are no shops currently open down here. All right, let's head back to Carthay Circle and head down towards Cars Land. Okay, so from Carthay Circle, you can walk in the direction of the rest of California Adventure to Cars Land. On my right, I just passed the signboard for all the ride times. Of course, there's no rides. Here on the left, we have a little outdoor shop that they set up where you can pick up Christmas-themed merchandise without having to go into a store. There are tons of tables set up all around California Adventure. This particular seating is my favorite seating because it's right in front of the waterfall. So you can pick up your food from either of the restaurants, the quick serve restaurants that are open, and eat it right here. This would be my recommendation to you, unless of course you're making a YouTube video, and then if you are, the rushing water was probably not good for sound. And then this brings us to the end of the line for this part of California Adventure. You can see the sign for Cars Land in the distance. You can see the Garden Vine Winery, but you cannot get there. And there is just another one of these white ropes and a friendly staff member standing right there. You can see the roller coaster that's back in the distance. And just getting here, it's like it's neat to be here and it's neat to come in without having to pay anything, but frankly it's kind of sad. It has a little bit of a sad feeling to it for what could be and how much more of the park could be open. I hope this is just phase one of their reopening and that there's going to be more coming soon. Let's head back to Carthay Circle and then we'll turn left to see the final leg of what's open in California Adventure, and then I'll go ahead and show you inside the gift shops and a couple of the other eateries that are open. And now if you just want to see that all in map form, roughly the parts of California Adventure that are open is what I'm zoomed into on this map. Buena Vista Street, Hollywoodland, a little bit down here, and then a little bit over here into Grizzly Peak. Okay, from that fountain in front of Carthay Circle, now we're gonna turn left and head over to Grizzly Peak. Into Grizzly Peak, this is typically where Soarin' is. This is where the big water rafting ride is. Of course, those are closed. But here over on the left, something I know a lot of people are excited for are Willie's Churros. These are the famous Disneyland churros. You can get one for $4.75. They have a lot of umbrellas set up, clearly expecting long lines. It's an expensive churro at $5. It's a really big churro though. There's the Smoke Jumpers Grill here on the right. It's the restaurant next to Soarin'. It is open. We'll come back and take a look inside of that on our way back this way. You can see there's also a lot of other tables set up back here in the distance. But, you know, walking in this direction, it again reminds me of just how many things are still closed. This shop here across from Smoke Jumpers Grill is closed, like really quite closed. This is the entrance to Soarin' that now has a whole bunch of tables in front of it since the ride is closed. And coming down here to the end, we've got the restrooms. Those are open. That's kind of cool. Oh, something that is sort of neat around the park is they've added all of these extra hand washing stations so you can wash your hands easily without having to go into a restroom. Also, there's hand sanitizer dispensers just about everywhere. And coming up here, right at the end of Grizzly Peak, we're not greeted by a trolley, but we are greeted by the propeller plane that's back here. And finally, there's a popcorn booth that doesn't look like they're open yet, but something for a lot of the booths that they've done Where they used to maybe take your order inside the booth or next to it, they've set up these little extra things on the side to actually take your order over there in a more socially distanced manner. Inside the smoke jumper, they've got 2 registers open for ordering here, 2 registers open for mobile pickup. What are they selling in here? Pretty much hamburgers and chicken tenders, something that I don't find too exciting. You'll notice the rest of the inside is devoid of any seats or anything like that. Feels pretty empty, and they only let a few people wait inside to place an order or pick up their food. Okay, so now I want to take you inside Disney California Adventure's main gift shop, show you what's going on in there. Now, we waited in line to get into Five and Dime. The line was to the Carthay Circle restaurant. It took us about 15 minutes to get in. Once we were in the shop, it wasn't too busy. Items were spread out a lot more than usual, and it's the holidays, so of course there's lots of holiday-themed items. A special item that Disneyland often does for the holidays are Starbucks-themed Christmas ornaments that also have something to do with Disneyland. This is this year's, and it's got the little Disneyland castle on it. Now, it is the pandemic time after all, and so they've got lots of face masks. I really like the Disney face masks. They had one set of Avenger face masks. For the holidays, they also had some holiday-themed face masks, but the ones I think were even cooler were the Darth Vader face masks. Now, if you do want to pick up some Disney face masks, make sure you get the right size because they come in 4 different sizes. I wear the adult extra large. And here we have the item I know you've all been waiting for. Yes, they have the Christmas adult size onesies. All throughout the park and for sale in this gift shop, you'll find Disney's new souvenir sipper. What's a sipper? Well, it's got this little thing that flips open, and it's got a straw that comes out so you can actually drink beverages through this, and it's got a lanyard so that you can put it around your neck. Okay, now let's check out the other gift shop on the other side of Buena Vista Street. As you come in this one, the first thing you see is Trolley Treats. Trolley Treats, they have a lot of sweet snacks. Just to the left of Trolley Treats, the ice cream shop is currently not open. So now heading into the gift shop section, past those tasty pastries, this gift shop has mostly Disney home type stuff, holiday decorations, and pins. This area has a whole bunch of pins for sale, but there is a sign that says pin trading is currently unavailable, so they won't trade your pin for one of theirs. Back here in the kind of woodsy themed area is a lot of holiday merchandise. Back this way, there's more of the Disney home merchandise where you can get like aprons and kitchen towels. There's some of the Jack Skellington Halloween merchandise from A Nightmare Before Christmas. And then over here, essentially as we get right next to the exit, this is the Kingswell camera where they typically have the Disney Photo Pass service where you can get your photos printed out or digital ones that they take for you in the park, but that's currently closed. And then a Christmas tree right as you approach the exit. Now there's one more part of California Adventure that has reopened. It's the Disneyland Backlot Premier Shop. This is the Backlot of California Adventure, where they used to do special events like Frozen premieres and things like that, but now it's a shop. But to enter it, you have to enter from the Esplanade between Disneyland and California Adventure. It's close to the security on Harbor Boulevard. You'll see big flags for it. And when you go in, it takes you through the back parts of California Adventure. It's kind of neat to even go into this shop. Do make sure to check it out. I think most people don't know it exists because it's over on this far side of Downtown Disney. So now that we've seen everything that's open in the partially reopened California Adventure, let's go check out what's going on in Downtown Disney right now. By the way, what did I get from those gift shops? You can never go wrong with a Darth Vader mask. What do you think? Do you think I make a good Darth Vader? At the entrance to Downtown Disney, they've set up a Christmas tree with a spot to stand in line to take photos with a sign to remind you that when you take your photos, you need to wear a face covering. There's a book next to this tree that says, Minnie decorated Downtown Disney for the holiday season. And if you want to know why, well, you are the reason. She wanted to make it special wherever you may roam. So from all of us to all of you, happy holidays and welcome home. So now heading into the actual Downtown Disney, first things first is the World of Disney shop. It was not that busy when I was here. They were not doing any virtual queues, just a short line to get in. This line moved a lot quicker than the gift shop in California Adventure. I think I stood in it for all of 3 minutes before I was let into the World of Disney gift shop. And coming in here, they've done a really great job decorating this gift shop for Christmas. There's Christmas decorations in the ceilings. There's Christmas trees all over. Now, if you're visiting Disneyland and looking for holiday merchandise, this is the store you want to come to. The whole center section is all holiday themed merch. Now, this gift shop's huge, so I can't show you the whole thing, but one seasonal item I thought was pretty cool in here were these Disney stockings, Mickey, Minnie, and one of my favorite characters, Winnie the Pooh. And yes, everybody's favorite from Frozen, the snowman. On the other side of World of Disney, near the exit, there's another Christmas decoration with trees, candy canes, and nutcrackers. Then heading into the rest of Downtown Disney, most of everything seems to be open now. And one of the popular trends, they've got these signs to let you know where you can do mobile order down here in Downtown Disney. This is something new. They only before did mobile ordering in the park, but now they tell you how you can mobile order at Downtown Disney so you don't have to stand in line. More holiday decorations over in this section here. This is more the bluesy vibe, I guess, like snowy instead. Most of the shops don't have lines today. That being said, the Disney dress shop does have a line. Now, one shop that always seems to have a line is the confectionery store. This is where you get the caramel apples, those sorts of things. There were about 10 people in this line. Now, just like California Adventure, all the dining in Downtown Disney is currently outdoor dining. All of the indoor dining is closed. So, for example, here the Uva Bar is open because it's got outdoor dining, but Catal up here on the second floor is closed because that was mostly indoor dining. A notable recent reopening in Downtown Disney is Splitsville, the bowling alley. No, bowling's not open, but they have reopened on weekdays for dinner starting at 4 p.m. and lunch and dinner on Saturdays and Sundays. Across from Splitsville, next to the Disney Home Store, this opened a couple months ago, replacing the gallery that used to be here. It's the Star Wars Trading Post, a store that's all about Star Wars merchandise. In front of the closed Rainforest Cafe, there's another picture-taking spot with some Christmas trees and some presents, and a Asian street eats restaurant to get some Asian food instead of rainforest food. The former ESPN zone is still closed, but they've got a new spot to take pictures in front of. This mural of Black Panther. But my favorite spot to eat in Downtown Disney is just across from that former ESPN zone. It's the Earl of Sandwich. I eat here almost every time I come to Downtown Disney. What am I eating today? Today's the Earl's Club. This has got turkey, bacon, kind of like a Thousand Island dressing. Really delicious. Okay, so now I just want to share my thoughts overall with you about having walked around the new reopened California Adventure and what Downtown Disney is today. I think it's great that they've reopened some of the park. As I mentioned earlier, it does feel a little bit sad because it doesn't have the life and vibrancy that it used to have. The lines to get into the shops and things like that do suck some of the fun out of it. What we really enjoyed visiting Knott's Berry Farm last weekend. They've done a really good job about taking a theme park, putting in performers, making it fun, making it lively, not in a sad kind of way. So if you're interested in checking out kind of like a theme park towards the end of this year, or in the holidays, in the new year, definitely check out what Knott's Berry Farm is doing for their food festivals. They do charge admission. It's like $40 or something like that, but you get a lot of food to eat. I guess the pro for Disneyland is it's free other than the $10 parking. But after walking around here the weekend after going to Knott's Berry Farm, I think we like Knott's Berry Farm better, and that's hard for us to say as huge Disneyland addicts. But you know, that's just my opinion. What do you think? And if you want to see more of my video about Knott's Berry Farm from last weekend and you didn't see it already, you can watch it right here. Links also in the description below.